Arcade Perfect, my Arse. Right, okay guys, welcome to another Arcade Perfect My Arse. Now, if you're a regular to the channel, you're probably thinking, blimey, I can't believe he's actually going to play this game. Just hear me out. I am not a fan of sort of super cute graphic-y type games, most specifically Rainbow Islands, though I've come to realise it's not so much the graphics that I can't stand. I mean, I'm not a fan of sort of cutesy kind of graphics. It's the gameplay, the actual gameplay mechanics, the way you kind of fire rainbows, and then you've got to kind of walk in them, and it's just a bit of a palaver. So you'll never ever see an Arcade Perfect My Arse of Rainbow Islands. And you know, I kind of put this game in the same category, but having played it, it's not a bad game at all. The thing about this game is, although it's got cute graphics, it's simple enough to play. You know, when you fire, your bullets shoot either left or right. None of this rainbow nonsense and all that kind of bollocks. So anyway, yeah, this is actually a nice little game. So this is the arcade one that I'm playing. The idea being you're a little a Kiwi. And I think your pals, your brothers, sisters, whatever, I don't know, they might be your kids, who knows? They've been kidnapped by an evil walrus, and you've managed to escape, and you're now going to try and I think they've been scattered. There you go. You can see here. Look at that little bad one smoking at the bottom left. Yeah, the evil walrus has kidnapped them all. So it's up to you to try and retrieve them, try and save them. I've got to say, the little chick is actually quite cute. It's not a kind of manga type thing with massive eyes. It does look quite nice, to be fair. What's not to like? It does also make a delightful little cheepy noise when it dies. Or it's hurt. Hopefully it doesn't actually die. Never seen this game in the arcades. I mean, I'm playing MAME obviously, but I've never actually seen the arcade, you know, an actual proper arcade cabinet. So yeah, you shoot baddies, they turn into pieces of fruits. I never really understand or understood why they have this fixation with killing things. Is that to make it kind of friendly rather than them dying, they turn into fruit? I don't know. Like Ghosts and Goblins, you can pick up extra weapons, and you've got this really annoying one. This is equivalent of the flaming torch in Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, the weapon that nobody wants. It's quite an abstract game. It's got this sort of like hand-painted graphics in the background, presumably of some sort of zoo. It does have rather fetching training shoes. How do you do that? Ah, right. You burst a wee balloon and then a little bit of wood falls. Now, you've probably seen the length of the video. Yep, there are, I don't know how many, there must be about a dozen versions. I think I did look at doing this a long time ago, and I realised that there were just so many versions and I couldn't be arsed to do it. But you know what, I think I've got to the stage now where I've done so many Arcade Perfects. I'm now starting to kind of get to the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. But yeah, this is a fun little game. It is a fun little game, you know. Avoid the little spikes. Oh, try and avoid these guys. I mean, even the little platforms look like teddy bears' heads. Oh. Right, where is he in the water? There he is. I love the way the little friend flaps furiously when he gets rescued. So, anyway, right, listen, kicking things off, I'm going to look at the version. This was the very first version I ever played of this. This is on the Amiga. Apologies for leaving the cursor on the screen, it does that all the time. Keep forgetting to move it. So it's got a nice intro. It does look pretty arcade perfect from what I can see. Now sound is spot on, graphics are spot on. I would just, if I was going to be uber critical, I would just say the gameplay is not quite as smooth as the arcade. It's by absolutely no means bad, but it's yeah, just slightly not as smooth. Oh balls! I've just picked up these really annoying bomb things. Yay! Yeah, I mean this is a really impressive conversion of the game. The funny thing is, the Amiga is generally regarded, I think, as having probably the best home conversion of Rainbow Islands. Although I think it's not the Mega Drive, I think the PC Engine is meant to be up there. Or am I talking nonsense? I'm thinking of Paris All Stars, which was the third one. Anyway, enough about Rainbow Islands. Let's stick with this game. So yeah, it's a fun wee game, and I have to say this version does tick all the boxes. You even got a little kind of bonus map in this one that you don't get in the arcade. Don't know how many weapons are there. I mean, you get the little bow and arrow, and then you get the bombs. I've never really gotten that far in the game. I've not really played this game that often. Ow, arse. And it's game over. Right, let's move on. And this one is the Amstrad. It's loading from disk, so we'll just let it load. Or load for tape, I should say, even. Oh, goodness gracious. What has gone wrong here? Right, well, first up, look how small that screen is. And it doesn't even look like a chick. I don't know what it looks like. It's hard to actually tell. Yeah, the graphics are not good. They're really not good. You know, it's weird. Out of all the 8-bit systems, hurry up, we've only literally just started. Out of all the 8-bit systems, the Amstrad seems to be the most inconsistent computer. Some of the games that come out for it are absolutely fantastic. They're the best. I mean, it's got an absolute perfect Donkey Kong, Renegade, Chase HQ, you know, you name it. There's some amazing games for Amstrad. And then other times, arcade conversions can just be absolutely diabolical. The thing is, it's crystal clear to see it's got nothing to do with the hardware. The hardware is perfectly competent and capable of putting out good versions. It just seems to be sloppy programming, and I would put this one in that category. Yeah, I mean, it looks like more like an egg. It looks more like Dizzy than a little chick or a kiwi, whatever it is. It's also a wee bit slow as well, but the thing for me is the graphics are just diabolical. The scrolling's not great. If I'm going to look for any positives, the sound's alright. Yeah, the music's alright. Yeah, this could have been, excuse me, so much better. I mean, it looks completely, the graphics actually look unfinished, you know that? Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost for words. This could have been good, but as it is, it's poor. Ah, bollocks, we can't get that way. Yeah, it does. It looks like the graphics haven't even been finished properly. Yeah, disappointing. Disappointing. Right, let's hope we can restore a bit of quality. This is the Atari ST. Kicking things off with a very sort of faithful intro. There's a little doodle jump out. There you go. That's your little your hero. So again, like the Amiga, pretty damn spot on. Looks almost identical to the Amiga. Sound's not quite as good, but that's down to the sound hardware. Yeah, I mean the ST has obviously less colours than the arcade, but it does do a good version. Some bizarre looking artwork at the back, some hideous looking evil clown thing. Going, I can see you. Some poor elephant in the background getting tortured. You can see him wailing there. Happy chick. I've absolutely no idea how many levels this game has. I think this is probably about the furthest I've ever actually got in the game. I'm just trying to think, is this the only arcade game that's actually got the name of a country in it? The New Zealand story. Well, there's probably some, yeah, there's some racing games with America or USA, I think it is probably, but are there any arcade games that have got the United Kingdom or Britain? I can't think of any. It is actually quite an unusual name for an arcade game. I wonder why they didn't just call it Super Kiwi or something. To actually name it after a country is quite unusual. No, arse. Anyway, bum. Right, here's the C64 one. Now, one thing you may notice right away, the little chick looks a wee bit different. They've kind of changed the way he looks. He actually looks more like a chick rather than a kiwi. But you know what? Graphics, scrolling, sound are all absolutely tickety-boo. And it's even got a little desperate cry of the little thing when it gets killed. You need to watch it for the wee guys with the boomerangs, because you can jump up and shoot them but not realise that oh wait a minute, where's the wee chick going? Oh, there he is. Right, for some weird reason. Yeah, the chick graphics are slightly different. That's a bit odd. Oh, avoid these little whatever they're spiky ball things. I don't know whether this was... Did this multi-load? Did it maybe load so many levels at a time? I really don't know. Obviously I'm playing this using emulators. There's some of these levels, well maybe not, I was going to say some of the levels that we've looked at or sort of differ very slightly from the arcade. Yeah, it is odd though why they've changed the sprite. The sprite in this one is kind of more side on, whereas the sprite in the arcade is sort of looking at the screen. Don't know why they did that. That's interesting to know. If anyone knows the reason, yeah, I don't know why. Also, I'm being mega picky here. I don't know why you don't actually see the wee chick inside the little cage thing. Oh, bollocks. But you know what? That is a mighty fine version. That's the C64 one. Right, now I expect this one to be up there. This is FM Towns Marty. Look at that bad chick smoking. Even the butterfly's legging it. Now, as you'd expect, graphics look perfect. Sound looks perfect. It's that arcade, isn't it? It really is. Yeah, we don't want that weapon. There he is. Ooh, extra life, I think. Yeah, I'm talking nonsense about the little sprite in this facing forwards. He doesn't. I think he only faces forwards when he dies, but I don't know why the C64 one just looked slightly odd. Weird. That's what I love about being a kind of a retro gaming geek. We go into such detail about the minutest, most pointless little things like how the C64 sprite in New Zealand Story differs ever so slightly from the arcade one. I'm trying to think of the first game that turned enemies into fruit. Would it be Bubble Bobble, I think? I'm assuming that's sort of the video games company's way of sort of trying not to have a game that's going to be violent. There he is. Right, that was FM Towns Marty. Right, sticking with consoles, let's move on to the Sega Master System. What can I say? This is actually really impressive looking. This looks really nice. If somebody told me this was the Mega Drive, I would have believed them. Graphics look spot on. Sound is good. Scrolling's good. Run, little bird, run free. Wonder what the actual processor spec of the Master System is. The graphics are very, very nice, very detailed. Interestingly, this game never actually came out for, it didn't come out for the SNES or the NES. And I don't think it came out on the Game Boy either. Yeah, this is a very, very impressive version, I have to say. There's not a whole lot of difference between this and the FM Towns Marty, I can tell you. Yeah, Sega Master System. Right, moving on to his big brother. This is the Sega Megadrive, or if you're from out with the UK, it will be the Sega Genesis. Now, sound is probably slightly more like the arcade. Graphics are a wee bit more detailed, but there's not a massive difference between this and the Master System, I have to say. You'll see this version, this level is different from yeah, this is totally different from any of the other versions. I don't know why they do that. I've never seen that thing before. It's like some kind of balloon thing. Yeah, weird. Don't know why they changed levels in home versions. Excuse me. I know the NES, for some weird reason, anytime they put out a video game in the NES, an arcade port, they always mess it up. They always change it. You know, they add in levels and they try and improve it and they add in power-ups and that kind of stuff. Whereas we don't want that. But by all means, you know, I think it's like the Mega Drive Gauntlet. Yeah, Gauntlet 2, I think it was, and it's excellent. You've got the arcade perfect one, and then they've also done a kind of an enhanced version. It's fine with that, but you know, people want to be able to play the arcade version, you know, so by all means put in, you know, a fancier version, but give us the original one to play as well. Oh, balls. Yeah, this is totally different. Don't know why. There's obviously a reason for them doing that, but it absolutely escapes me. Now, there we go. Level 2 is level 1. Or is it? Is it slightly different? No, it's slightly different. Sorry, this is actually level 3. I thought this was like level 1, but it doesn't appear to be. So anyway, yeah, Sega Megadrive. And I'm talking complete nonsense. I didn't think this came out in NES. But it did. That's a very green looking screen, that. Odd. Now it looks apart. It just all looks very yellow though, doesn't it? Far too much yellow going on there. It all kind of looks a bit washed out as well. Weird. Maybe because I've got scan lines on. Now I don't know whether it seems to be playing. The music seems to be kind of sped up. I don't know whether this is the NTSC one or something. I'm not too sure. A wee bit slow down going on there. You can see there with the NES one, the graphics, some of the graphics, I think it can only handle so many sort of sprites, whatever, and you do get a wee bit kind of flashing going on. Oh, I appear to have completely disappeared. This is going to be difficult trying to remember all the different versions, it really is. I'm just going to have to try and do this in memory actually when it comes to do a wee summary bit. Yeah, the music seems ever so slightly fast. But apart from the kind of the colour side of things, it's pretty damned authentic. Can't complain too much. No, that is the NES. Right, and I'm expecting good things for this one. This is the PC Engine. Yeah, as expected, it's nice and colourful. Graphics, sound, yep, ticks all the boxes. Nothing wrong with that at all. The thing about these Arcade Perfect My Arses, when you're playing so many versions of the same game, it absolutely puts you off playing them again. So I don't see myself putting this game on anytime soon. Though to be fair, it's not a game I really play, but it is fun. It is fun. There's Mr. Sinister looking clown again. I will eat your soul. Oh, what happened there? He completely vanished. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Like, oh, there we go. Go up eventually. Yeah, PC Engine, nice one. Right, there's two more to go, and this will be one of the big hitters. This is the Sharp X68000 again. Now, apologies for the slight kind of jumping in emulation. The emulator I'm using doesn't really seem to. I don't know. It seems to it plays fine and then it just kind of jerks for a second. You'll notice it in the gameplay. Certainly makes the game a bit tougher than it should be. Yeah, see, it just kind of jumps ever so slightly. Weird. But I would guess that on proper hardware, this would be perfect. Very, very difficult to pick the difference between this one and FM Towns. Thing about the Sharp X68000, the hardware, they used to actually use that machine to code, is it System 1 games on Sega games. So stuff like Strider and all that kind of stuff, they were all programmed. Not Strider, not Sega, Capcom games, they were all programmed on FM Towns. So you would expect a really good version. Nah, now this version is different. It's got little warps. Weird. Again, I don't know why they do that. No idea. Is it possible that there's the Japanese version of Rainbow Islands in the arcade had different levels? We know how Donkey Kong, the US and European release, the order of levels differed from the Japanese ones. Maybe it's the same with this game. I don't know. Jumping a little teddy bear's head. It's a shame about the kind of jumping in the emulation, because I mean this is a fantastic version. I would probably play this emulator a lot more were it not for the fact that it does kind of jump. There's probably some easy tweak or some button I need to untick or something to get it working fine. If anybody knows, please let me know. There we go, son. Right, okay, that was the Sharp X68000, and the very last version, this is the ZX Spectrum. If I can figure out how to start, there we go, get that mouse out of the road. Right, this is going for... If I didn't know differently, I would have said this is a Game Boy version. I don't think it came out in a Game Boy, but it looks like a Game Boy version. There's a complete lack of any background, which does detract slightly, in my opinion, from the game. I mean, it looks fine, it plays fine. Scrolling's not the best. But yeah, well, I do know why they've tried to do away with the background graphics. Probably because it's all like monochrome. then it would kind of interfere in the actual game itself. But yeah, shame. It does look the part. The graphics are really detailed. Blimey, that's a bit of a strict time limit if ever I saw. Oh, don't die, don't die. Oh. Run free, son. Sounds good. I don't know if that's a +3 version or not. The sound is absolutely fine. I wonder if you can ride the goose. You see some of these wee guys are on goose. They actually look like the wee guys out of Joust. I've never actually seen any of their little things that you can jump on. Bugger off. And there we go. Right, anyway, that is one absolute feast or banquet of New Zealand story clones, or versions I should say. So yeah, I'm not going to go and talk about each and every individual version because there are far too many. 8-bit ones, I would say, I mean, Amstrad one was disappointing. The Spectrum one was alright, it's monochrome, but I've got to say the C64 one was really impressive. The only thing that annoyed me slightly was the actual main sprite was slightly different, but that was definitely the best 8-bit version, unless of course you count the Master System. I would say the Master System that was really impressive. NES one, not quite so much, quite a kind of dull looking game. The 16-bit versions, I mean, you had the Mega Drive, SNES, not SNES, Mega Drive, Atari ST, and Amiga. The Amiga and ST ones are really, really accurate. The scrolling is slightly off, very, very so slightly off. The Mega Drive and PC Engine ones are really good. They're very, very faithful. Then, of course, you've got the FM Towns Marty and the Sharp X68000. So, you know what? There is not a bad version. Well, apart from the Amstrad one, I don't like that at all. I think that's very, very poor, and it could certainly do much, much better. From an 8-bit point of view, including the Master System, the Master System is definitely the best 8-bit system. 16-bit system would have to be the Mega Drive, definitely the Mega Drive. So to put them into, let's see, in third place, I am going to go for the Sega Mega Drive. In second place, I'm going to go for the FM Towns Marty. And in first place, I'm going to go for the Sharp X68000. Yeah, the emulator wasn't perfect. It was jerking a wee bit. You know what? There's absolutely the difference between the FM Towns and the Sharp X68000 was minimal. But if I had to play any, if I had the option to play any, I would go for the Sharp one. So anyway, guys, listen, I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed playing all these. If there's a game you want to see me give the Arcade Perfect treatment to, please put your comments down below. And finally, guys, thank you very much for watching.